So we're going to be solving systems using matrices. We solve systems with substitution, graphing, and elimination or linear combination. Today we're going to be using matrices, and so we'll need a graphing calculator for sure. To do this, we're going to first write the coefficient matrix, which is just the coefficients of each of the x's and y's. And so what that looks like is just a big bracket, and then the different coefficients for each variable. Be sure that we include the negative sign for that minus 4y. That's what we're going to call A. And then we have our variable matrix, which we're just going to put x and y in there. And then that's going to equal our B matrix, which is just the other two numbers in our system. So -1 and then 20. And that's, like I said, our B. I'm going to pause there, and we're going to go into our calculator now. So turn your calculators on and find the matrix button. That is this button right here. Sorry, this button right here. So you're going to press second and matrix. And as you can see here, I got this list A through I or whatever. I'm going to go over to edit. And I want to make sure that I'm on A. And I'm going to pick this one. And mine says already 2 by 2 because I already put this in. Yours probably says 1 by 1 or 0 by 0 or something like that. So go ahead and change these two. So you press 2, enter, 2, enter, and then we're here. And you probably have 0, 0, 0, 0. And then go ahead and just put the four numbers of our coefficient matrix. So 1, 2, 4, -4. So 1, enter, 2, enter, 4, enter, -4, enter. Once you do that, go ahead and press second, quit. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back into my matrix again. This time I want to edit B. So I'm going to go down to B. I press enter to select it. Then I want to change it to a 2 by 1. The reason why it's 2 by 1 is because for my B, I have 2 rows, 1 column. So I go in there, I change the values to -1 and 20 like they are there. Last step, I quit one more time. I'll go back in the matrix one last time. Now I'm selecting A. Now here's the part where we're actually going to solve it. So I'm going to do A, and then I'm going to press that matrix button without pressing second, so -1. So the inverse of A, times, and then I want to find B. Press B, and so now my screen should look like this. I'm going to press enter one more time, and I get my answer, 3, -2. So on your notes, you might want to write this down, A to the -1 times B. That's what gives us our answer. And so, look back at our screen. Our answer is 3, -2. So we're going to write that as an order pair, 3, -2. And that's essentially the entire lesson right there. We're going to do a couple more here, and then I'll let you go. The second one on our notes, we don't really need to use matrices. If I solve this for x, divide by -1, divide by -1, x is 4. So I already got half my answer already. And then if I take 4, put it in here, now I'm solving for y, subtract 2 from both sides, so y would be 2. So for that one, we didn't really need to use matrices at all. The other thing that we need to be sure is that we line stuff up correctly. So let's go ahead and jump to number, let's say 4. Jump to 4. As you can see here, all my x's and y's are not lined up in the same order. So if I make sure they're lined up, let's go ahead and do x's first. So that means I need to switch these guys around. I need to move 9x over. So it's going to be -9x plus 3y equals -18. So I'm going to scratch that out because we're not using that equation anymore. We're going to use these two. So our coefficient matrix is -3, 1. I'm up here. And then -9, 3. That's our A. We'll go ahead and do the variable matrix. And that equals our B, which is -6 and -18. And we're just putting that in, and then you want to find out what A to the -1 times B is. When you do that, you're probably going to get something that says error on your calculator. The reason why it says error is because the calculator cannot differentiate between no solution and infinitely many solutions. So no solution, if you recall, is when two lines are parallel. And infinitely many solutions is when two lines are on top of each other. So the calculator can't differentiate between those two. So we have to use our brain, unfortunately, and look at the equations and see if they have the same slope or if they're exactly the same. As you can see, maybe they kind of look similar. If I multiply this one times 3, then this one would be -9x plus 3y equals -18. And if you see, they're the same, so that means it's infinitely many solutions. So anytime you get an error, it's not no solution. You have to go back and check. The last thing I want to do for you is a 3 by 3 matrix, and that's when we have x, y, and z. Nothing's different other than the fact that we're just going to put 3 numbers by 3 numbers. So for our first one, for A, instead of a 2 by 2 in our calculator, it should be 3 by 3, and then we're just putting the numbers in. Second row, 1, -2, 1, and then lastly 1, 5. And we don't have a variable, we're just going to put 0 there. And so then x, y, and z, and then our B matrix is a 3 by 1, so 5, 15, and -11. So you just put that in the calculator, and you do the same thing. We're still doing the inverse of A times B, and that's going to yield our answer. And then we're going to write it as an ordered triple, if you want to call it that, 3 numbers there. So it's not an ordered pair. We have 3 numbers. And I think I already did this problem. Jump back here. Yeah, so our answer is 4, -3, 5. There's my work. Good luck. Have fun at homecoming. See you on Monday.